Shalom. First, we give all praise and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahushua, Bahashem Rakapadash. Hey, in America, aka Babylon, has reached its 250-year mark. You know, it's celebrated on July 4th, 2026, that America has reached 250 years, which is an average lifespan of an empire. You know, so America has begun its decline. It's in its decline phase of a failing empire. If you don't believe me, just look at the people, how degenerate the people are. You got the ABC lifestyle going on. You got the corruption. You got the infrastructure corrosion. You know, the debt is like nearly $40 trillion in debt. Over like 200-300 trillion in liabilities. So this place is ripe. Oh yeah, and don't forget the currency, the dollar, is devalued heavily. Inflation is creeping up. So this place is ready for the fall, as an economic collapse, a societal breakdown. You know, and here we are, the men of the Lord. You know, and we're here to see it. You know, we're here to witness it. You know, there is no healing Babylon, man. This place can't be healed. You know, it's scripture speak about if Babylon could be healed, but it can't. You know, this place sins has reached to the heavens. You know, it has spilled the blood of the saints. You know, killing you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans here on this soil. You know, your blood is all over this land. You can't redeem this place, man. So I don't care how many fireworks you pop for the 4th, and how many ribs you smoked and marinated. There's nothing you could do. Or, you know, a nigga love wearing some red, white, and blue. You know? You know, a nigga love wearing some red, white, and blue, man. You know, got the American flag on there. But it's not gonna bring that spirit back of the good old USA as it used to be. You know, things are only gonna get worse. And we're seeing that this second phase of the war of Iran and Israel pumping back up. You know, we're going to see it pump back up and spiral out of control into World War III. You know, and it's beautiful, man. It's good to know that America, this nightmare, will soon be over, man. You know, and we're going to get some precepts on reading a little bit of Isaiah 19. I know I've read it before. I'm going to read it again, and I'm going to keep reading it. This is Isaiah 19:1. It says, the burden of Egypt. This is talking about modern day Egypt, spiritual Egypt, America, Babylon. Behold, Yahweh rideth upon a swift cloud, and shall come into Egypt, and the idols of Egypt shall be moved at his presence, and the heart of Egypt shall melt in the midst of it. So yeah, Yahweh Shah is going to ride upon a swift cloud. The Son of Man, Yahweh's Son, named Yahweh Shah, he's going to ride into Egypt. And it says, and all the idols of Egypt shall be moved at his presence. Yeah, because how is that going to happen? From the thermonuclear ICBM missiles that's going to pelt this place known as Earth. And it's going to create a major earthquake all over the world. And all the idols are going to be moved and crumbled and fall right before the presence of the Son of Man, Yahweh Shah. And it says, and the heart of Egypt shall melt in the midst of it. Yes, this place is going to be dead, man. You know, that's going to be the end of America when all those thermonuclear ICBM missiles hit this place. It's going to take spiritual Egypt out. Verse 2, and I will set the Egyptians against the Egyptians, talking about you Americans and you so-called Negro, Latinos, and Native Americans who call yourselves Americans. You're going to partake in this too. You're going to be set against one another, man, in these hoods, in these streets, in these neighborhoods, these apartment complexes, and so on and so on. It says they shall fight everyone against his brother and everyone against his neighbor. City against city and kingdom against kingdom. Yeah, it's going to be uproars in every city, every town in America, man. You're going to be fighting your next door neighbor, man, to the damn death. You're going to be fighting your actual brother. You know? You're going to be fighting each other because that's what the Spirit, the Most High, Yahweh, is going to put on this place. You know? It's going to be one big battlefield, man. It's going to be like WWF Royal Rumble on steroids. But it's going to be guns involved, knives, weapons, everything, man. It's going to be like something out of a movie, man. Everybody just fighting and warring against each other in the streets of America. You know, your long time buddy, man. You're going to be fighting that nigga, man. Fighting over for some food, shelter, raiment, protection, whatever the case may be. You're going to be fighting that nigga, man. Primarily over something to food, for something to eat, and for water. Because that's going to be, you know, very limited, very scarce in America for you 2/3 of the nation of Israel and for the heathens, man. You know, you're not going to have access to food. It's going to be food in America, but you're not going to have access to it, man. The elite, the so-called elite, the wicked, you know, the bankers and the government officials who are controlled and owned by the bankers, you know, your U.S. government, they're going to cut all the resources off from the people and have you starve it out and fight it out and shoot it out in the streets, man. All of a loaf of bread, a half-eaten loaf of bread, man. It says, and the spirit of Egypt shall fail in the midst thereof. Yes, the spirit of this place is going to fail in the midst of it. There's going to be no more, you know, freaking off, you know, that spirit of just doing whatever you want to, freaking off. You're going to be fighting to stay alive, man. You're going to be fighting to get some food in your belly. It's not going to be, this place going to be unrecognizable, man. The spirit is going to fail in this place. There's going to be no more joyful times when you are out there fighting in the streets. A horde of angry people who want you for dinner or want your wife and your kids, man, to have them for their pleasure, if you know what I mean. Or hell, or even you. He says, and I will destroy the counsel thereof. Yeah, the Most High is going to destroy the counsel thereof in Egypt. You know, these you know, they're not going to have the intelligence to get out of this, man. It says, and they shall seek to the idols and to the charmers and to them that have familiar spirits and to the wizards. Yeah, your so-called elite, they're going to be going to they wizards, they seances, you know, trying to get answers, but they're not going to have the intelligence to get out of this. It's all going to be from the Most High. You know, they're gonna go to pentagram, in the hooded cloaks, they hooded type shirts, with their candles, and call upon Satan, calling upon these demons like Baphomet, Molech, and they're not going to be able to respond and give them the answers like they used to, because Yahweh is no longer going to be, using them on the left-hand side anymore. It's going to be full wrath of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua, man, all on the right-hand side. It says, and the Egyptians will I give over into the hand of a cruel Lord. And that cruel Lord being Donald Trump. That devil's real cruel, man. He's up there doing what he want to, saying what he want to, and stealing all he want. He says, and a fierce king shall rule over them, who is Yahushua, says the Most High, Yahweh of hosts. Yeah, the Yahweh of armies. A fierce king, is going to rule. Is going to rule over the planet, man. And there's nothing. No one gonna be able to do anything about it. Not your. They're not gonna be able to form some kind of military alliance, or somebody in the streets is not gonna be able to. Stop Yahushua once he's set in motion, man. He's coming to conquer and take the crowns of these people. He's coming to deliver his elect. Let me see here. So I'm gonna end it up on that, man. I take that back here, Salaki on that. It says in the Egyptians on Isaiah 19:4. It says a cruel Lord. I wanted to go back and check my notes, and that's talking about the Most High, when it says cruel Lord, and a fierce king shall rule over them, says the Most High, Yahweh of hosts. But I'm gonna go ahead and matter of fact, let's get that in the NLT. I believe it was, man, I'm having a brain fart, but I believe it's a Yahweh, because I know it's another one that speaks about where a cruel one, it could be Donald Trump, man. But in my notes, I know for sure it has the Most High as a cruel Lord. But we're going to end it up on that, because I got that in my notes as the Most High Yahweh being the cruel Lord. But I pray this video was edifying. And to the elect, hang on, man. If need be, I'm going to come back and, bring that precept out in Isaiah 19:4. But before I get out of here, I'm going to give all praise and glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushua, Ba'ashem, Rakapadash, Shalom.